Hello everyone, welcome back to Tiger Studios Reviews. Today I want to show you a little bit about the auction house in Allods Online. So as you can see, I'm in the main town here in Novigrad, and there's the auction house here. It's just like this big huge tent. It looks like a carnival tent. And there's 3 or 4 auctioneers, actually I think 5. So you go up to one of these guys and you talk to them, and then you can ask about the auction house and they'll give you a little information. They'll tell you about where you can sell your items. It explains the process. It's a pretty good explanation here. It also does say the services aren't free. You're charged a small fee based on how much you're putting in. And basically that's it. And then you can check it out. So this is the auction house. Now these are what I have for auction right now. I'm just trying to sell off some of my crafting materials that I have. So as you can see, there's the duration of the auction, the name of the item, and you can see how many items I have here. So these are stacks of 20 for different types of materials that are used for trade skilling. The level is the level of the material, so it's all level 1. Current bid and buyout price. Current bid I just set to 5 silver each, buyout for 15. So this is basically my bids on the auction, or my auctions I mean. Now for my bids, I'm currently not bidding on anything. If you go to all auctions, you can see everything that's being sold here. So let's say for example you're looking for a new weapon and you want to, you can filter it here by what you're looking for. So say we want a new weapon for a druid and we want a rare weapon. Okay, let's see, we want a... what will be good? Maybe a one-hand... say a one-hand sword. You probably can't use that, but anyhow. And then you search. And then you see, there actually is one. And it's a one-hand sword. And it's a decent item. It's not as good as what I'm using. What I'm using is a pair or shipwright's hand sings, or hand size. So it's not as good, but you get the idea. You can go through here and you can say, oh, I want a relic. And of course there's none. So you can change your filters and you can go and find different types of stuff. Let's see something epic on here. Oh, nothing epic. Let's go to all. So there's headpieces, and these are just for looks. Now you see some of these prices are kind of up there, 1500 gold. That's kind of high. There are a number of pages. You can see down right here, you can change your page. And so that's it. This is very similar, like I said before, it's very similar to WoW when it comes to different things. So this is the auction house. Now, say for example you win an auction or your auction's expired. What you've got to do is you got to go to the mailman, and in the good town in the league, the mailman is not too far, he's just right over here. And he's the guy you're going to usually see who's crowded by people. See the envelope over his head here? And yes, there's someone pretty big right here. But, see if I can click on it. So you basically check the mail, and I have nothing there. I just got rid of some of my stuff. So, but this is where you're going to see the auction items in here. Alright guys, so as before I showed you the auction house. I just want to go check and see if any of my stuff is sold. So you come back to an auctioneer and you can check the auction house. And it looks like some of my stuff has sold, because I know I put more than just those 2 things here. So now that that's sold, what I have to do is head over to the mailman. The mailman is where you get your stuff from. So if any auctions sell or if the auctions expire, you have to head to the mailman and you can pick up your money or you can pick up your goods. And like I said, the mailman is the one that's usually mostly covered in people, because that's what everyone's doing, buying and selling. And let's see, check the mail. And successful, 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 yes. So you click on that, I take my money, they took their cut, and then I delete. And continue to do the same. So that's all about auctioning pretty much. I mean, you can really start playing around with prices and you can check for other people what they're selling their things for, what you want to sell yours for. But that's the basics of auctioning. So this game does feature a pretty cool auction house. and it works well. It's a good way to make some money, sell off the extra junk you don't want to have. Alright guys, so now I'm going to show you a little bit about trade skills. First thing is, there's two different types of trade skills. One is a harvesting / gathering type trade skill, which is disassembling, where you get materials from other pieces of cloth or leather, like you can get cloth materials or leather materials by breaking down other pieces like garments, basically. There's also herbalism, where you can go out and you can get flowers, you can get herbs and things like that. And the other one is mining. Mining is where you obviously go out and you get stone, you get copper, silver, and whatnot. So what I've chosen with this character is called Disassembling. This is the one where I go and get materials. So I have a disassembling trainer, and you can talk to this person, and they give you a little information. You can ask about disassembling, and it tells you after you obtain a valuable item, you can use scissors or pliers to disassemble into individual components. The quality of the item you disassemble will determine the quality of materials you receive. So what you can do, you can trade and buy with this person here your materials, shoddy pincers or shoddy scissors. And as you get up in levels, like it looks like this may require something higher, I'm not sure. But anyway, as you get up in levels, you can buy more materials, better things to disassemble with. And you can also buy a kit of ancient clothes, worn clothes, or even fancy clothes. So I got my skill up kind of high, so I'm going to buy a few of these kits. Let's see, 6 ought to be good. Alright, so now that I've got these kits, what I do is I go in my inventory, and it's pretty full, but I open them up and I'll see what I get. And then whatever I get, I can break these down. So I've got a fancy robe, fancy trousers, and fancy slippers, all cloth. So I've got my scissors here, which is used for breaking down cloth items, and the pincers are for breaking down leather items. So I'm going to use this, and I get these items out of it. So I put them in my loot bag. I'll do it again, and let's see, do it again. So now these all go in your crafting bag, and as you can see, I've got a bunch of materials already. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get a couple more of these. Actually, I don't need to do that. I've already got some here. So I'll open up these other boxes. Now the thing is, you can get more than one at a time, but you got to work up your faction. You've got to really build up your faction with the League Crafter Society in order to have a second profession. So what I've done was I made a second character that I'm working on, and with that character I'm going to basically do the trade skills, and I'm going to show you how a tailor makes items, which I'm assuming is very similar to how other players make items. So let me just get some more material here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to mail all this material to my tailor. So I'm going to quickly get this, and then I'm going to mail this material, and I'm going to show you the basics of trade skilling in this game. Alright, that ought to be enough for now, just for demonstration purposes. Where am I? I'm always getting this place confused. I'm getting the hang of it. I'm getting the hang of where everything is. But you can see the icon above people's heads too as you're traveling towards them. So it gives you a good indication of where someone is. Now this is the mailman who's surrounded by people. Let's talk to him. Ask to check the mail. I have no mail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give all my stuff, my cloth items. I've got this other character in my friends list. That's the other thing, like in the mail, you don't have to type in someone's name if they're in your friends list. You just click like that. I'm going to write materials. Alright, now I'm going to just go ahead and drag the stuff along. Of course, it does cost money to do this. It's 50 copper. So you want to make sure you don't get in the habit of doing this too much, or send stuff when you've got more like a full stack of items. Alright, welcome back guys. This is Carcina, my Archmage, and she's also in the league, and we're at the mailman, so let's get our stuff. So we're going to check the mail, and we're going to get all this cloth. Oh, that's actually from my another friend of mine. And an auction's been successful. I've actually sold a robe. So this is one good thing you can do. You can sell stuff in the auction house. But you just basically get all your materials one at a time and delete the message. Alright, so the basics of tailoring. Let's open up the right thing here. I have a tailoring kit. So if I right click on this tailoring kit, it brings up this window here, and this window is all my recipes. Now as you can see, there's a 1, 4, 6. These here are the level you need to be in order to make that item. This is the name of the item, and this is the materials required for it. So I can go through the pages, and I can see I can make a lot of stuff now because my level is up there. So let's just say I want to make this. So what I need for materials is I need 5 pieces of weak thread, and I need 3 pieces of damaged cloth. So I have irregular cloth, I have damaged cloth. So I right click on that, so I want to use that material. Now I'm going to right click on the thread. I'll use thread. So these are all the things I can make now with those 2 materials. So let's carry on. I'll make the sash. And you click on it and craft. Now first when I looked at this, I was like, what the heck? I didn't understand what this was, but I looked into it a bit more. And there are 3 categories when you're doing trade skills. There's complexity, quality, and success rate. Now you see how you got negative zeros, you got +3, +1, +1. You want the best numbers to be positive, and the lowest possible numbers, basically the highest numbers on this side, which is going to be 0, to be 0. So you kind of click on each one and they all randomly change. Like I'll click +3 for complexity, and you saw that changed. So now for success rate, I want to make this as 0, and I'll change again. This is +1 and 0. My chances will go 0 here. Alright, let's make that a +1. Now we got a +2 here. Now it's a -1. So I have 2 chances to randomize this, and didn't do anything. So I'll just take -1. This does take some getting used to, guys. I'll go through here and do it again. Actually, I don't have enough thread. So you can right click and take it out. Just see what I can make. I can make this thread and damaged cloth. Let's try this one here. So we'll do the same thing again. So you want your high numbers here, and you want your zeros here, and like I said, it randomly changes. If there's anything you want to lock in when you do that random button, you can do it here. So I can lock in the success rate. So if I randomize that, that stays locked. So now I can lock in this if I wanted to, or I can lock in the negative number if I wanted to. But let's say I want to lock in, well, those are the only choices to lock in. Let's do a 0. Plus 2 is good here. Plus 3 is really good. Now you see here we get these 2 numbers. So I don't want that. I want a 0. So randomize, got a 0, and I got a 0. Now I got myself a good sash. Sash of damaged and imbued cloth. So people, this takes a bit of practice and playing around. So you do end up going through a bit of thread doing this. But I think overall this is kind of a pretty unique way of doing things, and to be honest, I like it. It puts a little more thought into crafting. So this is it for this video. This is all about the auction house and crafting. I use disassembling and I use tailoring as an example. Like I said, there's also leatherworking. There is alchemy. There is blacksmithing, and I believe they all work quite similar. So this is it for my series of videos on Allods. My next video is going to be my review video, which is going to be coming out shortly. I hope you guys stay tuned for that. I want to apologize for these videos being all spread out like they were. That was never my intention, but in the middle of all this, I got sucked into TG and Allods, and I was doing a lot of videos and helping them out. So I did get distracted. I'm sorry for that. But please continue to watch. I will have more videos, and the next game is on the way. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned. This is it for Michael of Tiger Studios Reviews, and have yourself a good day.